On my business card, I'm a corporate president. In my mind, I'm a game developer. But in my heart, I'm a gamer. Many would hear the name Satoru Iwata and never bat an eye. But for many, he revolutionized the video game industry into what we know now with his creativity and spirit of gamer. As a child, without even knowing it, I played countless hours of games he either developed or oversaw. Nothing can replace those innumerable times I smiled from trying to be a boss or overcame challenging level. He was responsible for all that joy during my childhood, as well as countless other people's. Many of you have probably played a video game within your lifetime, and you just can't help but laugh at the sight of trying to beat your friends or just playing along with them. Most of that would not be possible without Satoru Iwata, who helped popularize video games in the time where it was seen as a dying industry. Although he is seen as one of the most influential people in the video game world, that was not always the case. Through hard work, dedication, and a lot of creativity, many video game characters were brought to life in the hands of players over the years and continued to grow in the hearts of them as well. Satoru Iwata, like many at the bottom, worked his way up, all the while creating wildly successful hits that are still being played today. Starting his career out as a software developer under Nintendo's partner HAL Laboratory, he developed popular games that captured hearts of men. He climbed up the ladder, eventually becoming president in 1993 due to his success of producing popular games. Among his repertoire of these games was Kirby Adventure in 1993 and later on Super Smash Bros. In 1999, which instantly became a hit, using many popular Nintendo video game characters to duel it out on themed stages. More than 15 years later, sequels to these titles and many more are still welcomed upon release and played by both a competitive and casual audience, ranging at all ages. As stated by BBC News, he was the crucial driver behind the focus on easy-to-use consoles, a move that allowed the company to tap into a much wider audience beyond the traditional game community. Iwata helped propel Nintendo as a family-friendly gaming company when he first took the helm of Nintendo in 2002. When the Wii was launched in 2006, it was dubbed the computer game that even your grandmother can play. Iwata was constantly pushing to revolutionize gaming, but in an interview with New York Times, he mentioned he was driven by the desire to improve the position of video games in society. He wanted those that did not truly understand the nature of games to lead with a positive connotation and allow those who already enjoyed it to continue doing so. Although the head of one of the most biggest and well-known companies in the world, Satoru Iwata was a humble and jovial person that cared deeply about his country and people who bought his products. According to Time, when Nintendo was facing hard times financially in 2014, Satoru received half of his annual salary for the next 5 months, while other board members received only a 20 to 30% cut on theirs. This was done to ensure that the company would stay afloat and no employee would be laid off. He always maintained an amusing and humble attitude, which was obvious in his presentations and interviews. In one interview done with Time magazine, it was noted that he made interviewers feel at ease, mostly because he knew how to answer even questions he wasn't allowed to, with an apologetic sincerity lost on most corporate leaders. And he always had something interesting about him, usually an amusing or revealing anecdote. Little things like this made Satoru Iwata more than just the CEO of Nintendo, but a very relatable person who enjoyed playing games as much as he made them. Through his playful spirit and unwavering dedication to his fans and company, Satoru Iwata led the charge of revolutionizing the industry. It's through him that many smiles were created and many more will be made in the future. He also was responsible for bringing many characters we know now to life and pushing for a better future for the industry. Sadly enough, Mr. Iwata passed on July 13, 2015, due to a bile duct tumor. Regardless, his legacy and his always friendly attitude will forever take place in history.